Summer is here. In an over-the-top festival-themed summer that we're calling BB Fest. Get ready to punch your ticket to a season of new twists, new surprises, and all new house guests. But first,
we're going to recap and break this all down. Hello and good evening. It is Wednesday, July 6, 2022, and we just finished watching the premiere of Big Brother 24 here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting. I'm Dave Mader, joined with my brother Jeff Mader and co-host Jaemeel Robinson, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch, or you might be listening to us on the audio version. Gentlemen, how are you doing tonight?
Good. You know what? I hope I don't get flushed the way 4 of the contestants tonight got flushed.
Yes. Okay. We're going to talk about this HOH competition, this 90-minute premiere. Jaemeel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. You know what? Jeff might be getting flushed, but I'm hanging in anticipation for more Big Brother content. Let's go!
And you're hanging tough? Are you hanging tough?
I'm hanging tough.
With the potty talk?
This episode pierced my heart.
Oh, okay. And well, it was hanging tough. Pearson panic, you might say.
Yes.
Yeah. Sam Hinton here in the comments saying crazy premiere. He wants us also. We're aware of the challenge. I have never actually watched an episode of it.
Sam, watch the latest season of Big Brother Australia. You won't regret it. I promise you will like it.
Jeff. This weekend, I'm starting Big Brother Australia.
You're gonna love it, man. It's awesome.
Let's go.
Okay. Kyle, our new Kyle this season, he was saying let's go a little bit too much, I think, for a premiere. And he's used up his let's goes already. He's done. Somebody needs to let him know. Okay, Jeff, what did you think of this premiere? I know you're big on the Australian Big Brother version lately, but as American premieres go, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, this was a good one. I thought it was creative. I find it boring and pedantic most of the time. But this premiere, the way they did it, like, yeah, it was like, oh, we're bringing in 4 people at a time like we always do, but I really enjoyed that they separated them into 3 different competitions. I was surprised the third one didn't last longer, really, but at the same time, I was happy that it was done this way. I thought it was intriguing. It made me want to see the next thing. I thought it was good that it was over and done quick. I thought that the competitions weren't overly like they weren't geared toward men, but 3 men came out of it, and I was surprised by that.
Okay, interesting. Jaemeel, where did you stand on tonight?
The weakest thing of this episode was the introductory videos.
Mm-hmm.
They were terrible. But
Yes.
the actual people, interacting, and kind of seeing the little quirks and everything, that was interesting. The competitions weren't too overpowering. It was more on the focus on the characters more than the competition, which is great. And there wasn't as many bells and whistles that you get in the first episode of BB Can. I would have heard about 20,000 more sound effects in the episode than I got in this episode. So, well, you know what? I'm enjoying what I got so far.
Can I just make one note to production before about the videos, like the pre house guest stuff,
the intro package,
package? Can they please ban the phrase "I know I'm good looking and fit, but I have a lot that behind the eyes. I'm smart too." Can we ban that forever from the intro packages?
People think I'm just good looking, but I'm actually smart too. Is often a theme.
Yeah,
like I actually know how to read. I don't know, like
I go to school.
The dog walks across the street.
It defies all logic that I would somehow go to school and could have looks, but it's possible.
People are always surprised how good looking and smart I am.
Yeah. I don't want to say I'm that amazing, but I'm kind of amazing. Just on Sam's whole point here about the challenge, he's pointing out that apparently Kylan and Xavier are on it this year.
Yeah, what about Kobe though?
There's
Kobe. Kobe wouldn't
do that. He's all about respect and integrity, and your nephew might not.
You
dig
better
that,
stop
dig.
talking about my nephew right now.
So is Alyssa from Sarasota, Florida. Oh wait, not that Alyssa.
No, the other
The
Alyssa.
other
yeah.
Alyssa.
I'm
who's
just
from
a Florida
Sarasota,
girl.
Florida. Yeah.
Named Alyssa.
Guys, I'm glad you guys had a good time with this premiere. I gotta tell you, my feeling coming out of it was that this was sort of lackluster. I felt I was like, this was the first true post-pandemic season since the All-Star season a couple years ago. I was a bit surprised that they did not do a studio audience again. I think that this really would have helped with some of the energy in this first episode.
Yes,
Just having
I agree.
Julie on an empty soundstage. I found that lacking. I'm sure they had their reasons for why they chose to not do it, and I'm sure that they were viable. But I thought that was part of it. It was nice that they weren't all in masks to like go in. I guess like that was like the little bit they inched in terms of post pandemic. But aside from that, because you don't have that audience, it also translates to these intros, because as the first four come in and then the next set and the next set, it used to be like, woo, and then you see all this excitement when people would first come in. And I think a lot of that was just the energy of the audience, like transferring into the players before they would go in. And that's gone. Like they still have nerves and they're excited to be there, but they're more like, oh, hello. Oh, that's nice. And we got to grab this ticket and go to the backyard. And then we got to very quickly put you into competitions. You still can't really talk to each other. You don't see any kind of socialization. So it's right down to business. And that was my critique of this episode. Other than that, I think, and then the three competitions themselves, the porta potty one, great. I thought it was really interesting to see them all squirm on getting poured with that blue liquid. But the two competitions that came after it, especially the piercing one, I was like, this is boring as anything to watch for a live premiere. Like, who can attach the jewelry to their face quickest?
I think they made a mistake with the jewelry one. I think the jewelry one, like they said, I thought it was supposed to be like there's a picture and they have to match the picture perfectly. But they didn't really show us a picture. It just seemed like they had to get it on their face and make it stick. Was that what was going on? It didn't really understand.
No, I think there was a picture, and because they had specific places where they had to put it. The problem was they never showed us the picture.
Yes,
and we couldn't really tell how far away they were from completing the task.
Right. If they did show it to us, it was very quick, and it was like, for a live competition, this was dumb. I thought, at least do a puzzle or something.
I think it was just not well executed. Like, I think they could have done it better. I actually kind of liked that. It was like, oh, this is like a jewelry competition. More artsy people are going to get this rather than like the most athletic, So I actually kind of enjoyed it for that aspect, but I thought the execution was poor based on like the audience. Like, we were like, what's going on? And they only really showed Turner doing it
because Turner had it done, and he was like, oh, Turner's gonna win, and then it fell, and then Turner's gonna win, and then fell again. Right. Let's be thankful that Anthony wasn't in the hanging tough challenge, because he probably would have started doing pull-ups. Right.
Right. Well, that good thing that Jonathan wasn't on this season. The pull-up capital.
Mr. Jeff.
Yeah, he could have done it. Okay. So, but that was it. Like, I think that it was fine. They got off the ground. They launched this season. We did a cast preview last night. What changed between that podcast and today was that Marvin Atchie, who's actually still in our background here, just to Jeff here. He's not on the cast. He was pulled from the cast last night and replaced with the alternate Joseph, who ultimately does go into this house. And it's because Marvin was still under contract with America's Got Talent or something. And so,
how did they not know this up until the point
the cast still working through it?
Wow, like that's insane that he
had to make that decision himself. Like, and he was like, should I try with America's Got Talent or should I stay on Big Brother? And honestly, he should do America's Got Talent more than Big Brother.
What's his talent?
Oh, he's the stripping scientist. You didn't see the video?
No.
You didn't watch the video? What Jaemeel said? He's a young Terry Crews who does science.
Oh,
Yes.
well, Terry
And
Crews
he's
can be
he's
threatened
able
by him.
to flex his abs inward. That's his major talent.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
We'll
what
never
they're
get
looking
to
for.
see it. He was replaced with Joseph, who we only got to see a little bit in this intro package tonight. I'm
I'm going to talk about Joseph when we get to the intro packages.
Yeah, so to start the night, first of all, Julie's dress, I liked it. Just so you know, it was a little bit. The tassels were a bit distracting, but overall, it was a good one.
I did write that down. That was the first line. Julie dress looks good, but she doesn't really look good in it. It seemed weird, especially with how she doesn't move her bottom of her body. It's a dress that you need to have a little bit of movement because you want to see the tassels move.
It's a dancing kind of dress. You know?
You need the Brazilian girl would be good.
The chin bot, I don't know.
Brittany. Brittany.
Right.
The
belly dancer.
Yeah, she could have made that work maybe a bit better. But yes, she looked good, but maybe wasn't the ultimate dress for Julie.
Yeah.
Her specifically. She says, "Get ready for a wild and crazy season, Jeff. It's a season of festivals." That's a festival.
The Big Brother really clings onto that theme thing that nobody cares about by about week 4. But they come in the house. It's game. It's the casino. It's the fair. It's the circus. It's just like, oh god.
In an over-the-top festival-themed summer that we're calling BB Fest.
I'm not.
Is this supposed to excite me?
You know what? It was appropriate though that my boy Daniel wins the HOH. Because he's the musician, the Vegas guy. He's probably been to tons of music festivals.
You know what festivals also have, Jeff? Audiences.
He's such a hater.
He's hated on the Big B production. Watch out, Dave made.
Wait, we can have like the World Series with 80,000 people in the stands, but we can't have a few people in the Big Brother studio.
Look, dude, the juice is not worth the squeeze. You're telling me that people are gonna line up hours in advance to see 4 groups of people go on stage for about 5 minutes, and that's it. You're gonna be watching a screen and be done.
I don't. They can get actors for all I care, to do it.
But then you have to pay for security. You have to pay for cleanup of the. There's a whole bunch of money invested with having an audience. I prefer that they make sure that they have an audience on eviction night and an audience during the end. Those are the two most. Opening night doesn't really matter. You don't care about any of the people, really.
Exactly. I actually agree with Jaemeel on this one because the thing is, the audience is the best during those eviction nights. But the thing is, when on the other nights, it was common that Julie doesn't have an audience anyway. And back in the day, like the first 3 or 4 seasons, there was no audience at all. So it's not. I don't really care that much about it. And watching the Australian version, there's no audience, so I don't need an audience with, I don't need them being cheered on.
Summer's not here until I get my audience.
Summer is here.
All right, we'll see, Julie. We'll see.
We know where you stand.
Yeah, I've said my piece. All right. And then, so she says, this is the theme. We're doing the festivals. And then we kind of jump right into it. We jump into our first 4. She's like, let's meet the house guests. It moves pretty quickly here. So first 4, we got Kyle, Jasmine, Paloma, and Monty. Kyle likes to dance with his mom. He's not a.
And Jasmine.
Jasmine likes to dance with her mom too.
No, Jasmine. You didn't include Jasmine in your list.
Didn't I say Jasmine?
I thought he did.
Kyle, Paloma.
I thought I did. Kyle, Jasmine, Paloma, and Monty. Sorry.
Okay.
Kyle likes to dance with his mom. He's no longer a Mormon. That was kind of what I took away from his thing. Jasmine has a press-on nails business. She's from the country. She's from Terry, Mississippi, but she moved to the big city, Atlanta, but which is still the capital of the South, basically.
I didn't understand her intro package. Just quick, she lives in Atlanta, but she's feeding cows. I was like, which one is it? Are you living in?
You can do both. There's countryside in Georgia.
Okay, fair enough, but she said was she grew up on a farm and then now she lives in Atlanta. I was like, "Are you
Yes.
like a businesswoman now?" I didn't really understand her intro.
I think she was both. So what I got from it was, she's a businesswoman, entrepreneur in Atlanta, but she's from the farm, and she's like, this is where I grew up. This is what so she was kind of trying to show that this duality, that she's
right,
fancy and business-like and city, but she's also very country and hardworking farm girl. And
it's like two different people.
Yeah, she's got this duality, I guess.
Jasmine and Yasmin.
Right. But I don't know how far her hometown is from Atlanta. I imagine it was a bit of a trek.
Well, Mississippi's not, it's a drive.
Yeah.
Jaemeel?
Jasmine totally code switched during the intro. She played up this southern drawl,
right,
so heavily, and then she's like, but I'm also an entrepreneur and I have a nail business. It's like, whoa, wait a second, hold on there. Don't put us, like, it just felt so, and all these videos just seem so fake and lazy.
Oh, God. Yes.
I hated this group and another group I'll mention later on.
Okay.
Kyla's a content creator. He totally lied about his physical prowess as well. Dude jumping off cliffs and stuff.
He did a backflip off of a cliff.
I'm like, no, you liar. That's a false statement.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just a religious boy that doesn't know anything about anything. It's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I live with my mom.
Monty is absolutely Xavier 2.0.
Yes.
Like that's how he's gonna be presented. So hard.
Yes, I agree. And
but he's not a lawyer.
Not that popular of a character. I'm sorry. I know he won, but he was all right, but he was not very charismatic.
People don't like Xavier. They only like that he won. You're absolutely right.
Operation No Man's.
That's right.
Operation No
It's
Charisma.
okay to not be okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right, that's my Xavier. Okay, what about Paloma?
Paloma was one of those girls that, like, oh my God, people are always surprised because I'm young but I'm a real estate agent and I'm good looking, but I'm also smart and I'm hardworking. It's like, oh my God.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
But she loves mayonnaise, guys.
I'm Paloma. I'm from San Diego, and I love mayonnaise.
Who says that? Like,
that they're from San Diego?
Like,
that's
it's
so Paloma.
Even if you said, like, I love ketchup, that would be weird. But if you said you love mustard, I could buy that. But mayonnaise and ketchup, no.
She said mayonnaise, too. It wasn't mayonnaise.
I have a t-shirt that says I put ketchup on my ketchup, to be fair.
Well, that's fair, I guess. I mean, if you like all sorts of different ketchups.
Oh, no. Heinz is the best kinds.
That's like saying I love Coke. I love ginger ale.
Are you a Schweppes man or are you
right? See, at least dry with ginger ale,
the champagne of ginger ale. But you're absolutely right. I would never lead as a conversation piece about my personality is I like mayo.
Yeah,
it was the most interesting thing she said tonight. Like,
wow.
Everything else in her intro package was kind of whatever, other than she went to the University of California at Berkeley.
Yeah,
but that's not the Berkeley, is it?
Oh, is it like U of T Mississauga? It's like you went to U of T. It's like you went to U of T Mississauga.
That's the Berkeley.
That's the Berkeley. Oh,
yeah, University of California at Berkeley.
That's an Ivy League school, isn't it?
I don't know if it's Ivy League, but it's like one of the top schools.
Berkeley is recognized as a high status school, not necessarily an Ivy League school.
Okay, but Paloma, dull. Monty, again, kind of dull. He's like, I got into fitness during the pandemic, and that was about it for him. He's like, people don't know that I'm smart and good looking. It was like him and Paloma and all that.
There was many of them throughout the whole intro packages. I was just like, can we ban this forever? You're never allowed to say this about yourself ever again.
Or only one of you can have it a season.
To be fair, I don't like that and the occasional I'm adorkable. It's like you may think I'm cute, but I'm also very nerdy. Right? Here's my, nerdy thing over here.
Yeah,
it's rough.
True. Yeah. Okay. So these four come into the house. It's kind of whatever. They kind of grab their tickets fairly quickly, I think, and then they head out to the back. And they're told about, hey guys, we got 3 festival hotspots here. We got the porta potties, we got the merch stand, and we got the piercing tent. And watch out for the backstage boss. We're gonna find out about that later. right?
Yeah, that was interesting. One more thing about, was Monty the guy that did the impressions?
Yes,
Impressions.
yes, he did. With the
It's
Arnold Schwarzenegger and the
Yes.
Denzel. Oh Lord, it was.
I was like, he's like discount Jay Farrow. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, that was what I was getting, and I was like, you got to be really good at impressions to do them on TV, especially.
Yeah, don't.
And so man, that is going to be on the show a lot, I think. But
His
all right,
impressions.
his impressions.
My name is Monty. I'm all about a good time, and I can't wait to have a good time with the other house guests this summer.
Boo, boring. You're repeating the same thing. Yeah,
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
He's
mayonnaise is better. Mayonnaise is better. Okay.
So
and they
quick before you get too far, a couple things. One, I like how the first group was not concentrating on actually meeting each other. They spent the entire time, like when they get in the house, they didn't even look at each other like, wow, this house is great. This house, they didn't even introduce themselves to
No,
each
they
other.
walked right to the backyard.
Also,
pretty much.
I hate insert videos. This is not pro wrestling. I don't need a cutaway in the bottom screen for you to like talk like nonsense. You're not bringing anything to the actual conversation.
That sounds bad.
I agree. I hate the cutaway videos. I think it takes away from any of this excitement that you used to see when people would come into the house, because they've already been in the diary room at this point, clearly.
Yeah.
So it's before they came in. So they're maybe walking into the main part of the house, but they're not. They kind of, after being in sequester for so long and having done all the pre-press and that now been in the diary room, this doesn't feel, they're just getting to meet the other house guests, I guess, bit by bit is the only excitement. And it's only 3 people. So, and these particular 4 that came in, I don't know, like we'll see if any of them stay friends, but it was kind of whatever.
It was hilarious that they all were like, you're all on the porta potties.
You're all on the porta potties. And Jane was like, well, this can't be right, that they rigged this or something. And I think it just
because they took all of the things from the same place.
Okay, so it was like depending where you grabbed it from. Probably the bathroom all had porta potties.
Yeah, the instructions were throughout the house. There's tickets scattered throughout the house. Take one per section and go to the back of the house. And then they just grabbed all of the ones from the section, and then they went in the back of the house.
So that's why they all ended up on the same team or the same competition here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You could have done this randomly. You could have randomly assigned people, but this is the way they go about it.
Barcode scan equals production interference, in my opinion. I didn't like it.
Too.
I'd rather it just like a peel away, and you know what it is.
Yeah. Let's talk about the next 4 that come in: Alyssa, Daniel, Taylor, and Michael. Okay, so Alyssa is a poet, and we didn't know it. Do you know she writes this beautiful poetry, guys, like about the ocean and whatever?
I'm not just a pretty face. I'm also write poetry. That's my
every day
definition of being just a pretty face.
A Jeebus. Oh my god.
Hi, I'm Alyssa, and I'm a Florida girl through and through, and I love going to the beach.
Yeah, everything she said is the definition of just being a pretty face. Like, I write poetry and I go to the beach. Like, that is what a pretty person does.
You're basic. You're basic.
I haven't seen a lot from Alyssa yet. I'm still waiting. For her to come out of her shell. Then we get Daniel, who's an Elvis impersonator. We found out, guys. We were speculating about what his job in Vegas was. But he kind of talks about being a super fan, the fact that he grew up with all kinds of music in his life. Later on he talks about in the quick little video that he's been.
Hey, I'm Daniel, and I've been touring professionally as a musician for the last 10 years, and I love meeting new people and making new friends.
I think this guy is going to crush it. He is the best draft pick of everybody, and I was the one who drafted him.
Oh.
He fiddles with his hair a lot. It's a bit distracting.
Well, the hair dripping in front of his face is distracting in general.
Well, yes.
So I can understand why you're going to be playing with it all the time.
Yeah. Was he actually crying in his intro package? He was so happy to be on Big Brother. Is that what was going on?
I think he's a genuine fan that got on the show. And I think, I feel like he has the most knowledge of the game going in. Of anybody I saw, I was the most impressed.
Well, Michael seems like he had a whole book, and so does Brittany.
Brittany is
has like a bucket list, not an actual strategy guide.
Brittany has more of a
is-
horoscope. It
yeah,
seems like a big brother.
the fact she had a notebook and had like different diagrams in
She had
there and
equations.
I'm like, that is not how this game works. I'm sorry.
You got to stand here while I do this thing.
Yeah.
If you do
the
this
vibe
at
I
this
get.
moment, then it will work out perfectly. But back to Daniel. He said he was planning to lay low by winning the first HOH, I guess. It was how, he's
It's the one you want to win.
It
is
a
the one
good
you
one
wanna
to win. You get to decide all your relationships.
Right. What about Taylor? Taylor is the next one here. Taylor is the Miss Michigan USA. She said she just was watching TV one day, Jeff, and she says, "I'm going to be a beauty queen," and then she did.
Yeah, she,
5 years ago or something, I guess.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I typical the beauty queen. At least she's interesting, but she is I feel like a walking stereotype in a lot of ways as far as the beauty queen person, So
Jeff, hear me out. She is everything we wanted Azza to be.
Yes.
That's the vibe I get from her exactly. Everything
Do what you need to do.
And she seems like she's a person who can actually do what she needs to do and not just say she's going to do it and then do nothing.
Yeah,
right?
she's got the whole Serena Williams, Venus Williams kind of vibe going for her with the tennis, and I was like, okay, all right, she's at least interesting. She was one of the only people I was like, okay, this person's at least got something behind them that's interesting, and I think we'll have a good personality in the house. Wasn't boring.
Do what you need to do.
Where's the big blue couch?
Blue couch.
I thought you were gonna break that out.
Blue couch. Grab a seat and some popcorn
With your friends. Okay, who else came in that game?
His name is Lucius.
Watch Monty absolutely do that exact same thing.
Yeah.
They're gonna give him an afro and he's gonna dress with the same ass shirt that he's wearing, and they're gonna call him Lucius.
Lucius, or it'll just be a different name. I'm Lucius's brother. Something like that.
Rufus.
Lucius's brother Rufus.
Yeah. Michael is next.
Okay. Michael, a member of Mensa, guys.
He's going to be a dangerous player. I think he's smart.
He is smart. Is he playing against the Pac-Leds?
A little bit. I think he's played against a lot of recruits, and I think him like Daniel, I think, are very savvy to the game.
If those two work together, that could be a dangerous combination.
If he's in a competition, they need to play Baby Elephant Waltz while he's doing anything physical, because that man looks awkward. He looked awkward when he was walking in his intro package. When he was walking to the actual stage, it seemed like, could he fall? Was the question I was asking myself. Right? So I don't know. If he could stay stationary and buzz in, I think he's going to be okay.
He needs his cats.
Yeah,
my name is Michael, and I am a proud cat dad to 3 wonderful cats, Lila, Sasha, and Megan.
The slip and slide will not be his competition.
He's just going to reach across.
Would you name a cat Megan? Megan.
Well, a lot of people name their kids like human names now.
Their cats?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. You got a cat named Jaden.
Well, that's different.
Absolutely, Dave. Sure.
I don't know. Megan seems like an odd name for a cat, but I'm just whatever. All right. Okay. Yeah. So he could be, depends on whether or not Michael gets seen for being as smart as he is or not. Of this group of 4, 3 of them get sent to the merch stand, which ends up being the one they have to hold on to, except for Taylor, who was sent to the piercing competition.
Yes.
In this one.
Also, additional fact, when they came in the house, Taylor and Alyssa immediately introduced themselves to each other, right? They actually focused on the social aspect at that very intro. Very different from the first group. It was just an interesting turn to see the two groups and how they approached it. They really took the lead in that regard. So it's interesting to see if that continues on for the rest of the week.
Yeah, well, you can see that they're more people persons type, so interesting. I agree with that. The next 4 that came in here: Nicole, Turner, Joseph, and Brittany.
Poor Nicole is all I wrote.
Poor Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole, proud lesbian, cop turned chef. Her mom dealing with cancer was kind of like the summary of her package.
She looks like she was on Hell's Kitchen.
Yes, she looks like she
does.
was on Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. I don't think that's a tattoo, guys, that necklace.
I agree now. It's not a tattoo.
Yeah. But it's very like glued to her skin almost. I don't know. Nicole, we'll see. She likes to cook, and that was kind of what she told everybody in her little package.
Yeah, she's like, I'm a former cop and I cook. And
no, she won't tell anybody she's a cop.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole. I love to cook, and I'm looking forward to teaching anybody who's willing to learn.
So watch out.
Are cops ashamed of being cops? Feels like it a bit.
People don't like cops right now.
A lot of people don't like cops.
Well, right now they have good reason.
Yeah. But she's a former cop. She's not one anymore.
You'd rather say you're a security guard than a cop.
Right.
Mall
cop.
Yeah. That's what you want. How things have changed, huh? Let's talk about Turner, who did walk into the house, guys. Turner, not taken down by his alleged sister Holly here. Okay, and as I was thinking about that, because we talked about him being the first overall pick in our draft. We talked about the fact that this person come out on Twitter, said he was the biggest bully, the biggest piece of shit ever, blah, blah, blah. His intro package was very not that. He was a hippie guy. He's doing things with his parents. He runs a store called the Rug Shack.
Wait, Dave, what? I am actually starting to believe the sister there. I'm getting some serious dirtbag vibes. Like, he's talking about like his parents being hippies, and it seemed like he was humoring them, not actually into it. He was just humoring them. He runs off across the country living in his van, and is suddenly now owning that rug place. He was gifted that. It didn't seem like he bought it or anything like that. I'm slowly thinking that some of the things being mentioned is true.
Do you think his parents were like, you're living in a van down by the river, and you need to get yourself together and start being nice to your sister Holly and run a rug shack?
Yes.
A little bit. That was definitely a vibe. And I kept like just flashing back to McCrae. All I could think of was McCrae when I saw this kid, and I was just like, he's so similar.
McCrae played almost 10 years ago now.
Jeez.
Yeah, season 15.
Well,
yeah, 9 years ago was McCrae's season.
Well.
So I was just thinking of that. But yeah, he's kind of maybe a spiritual sequel to McCrae. And he was doing his crochet with like the whatever it is. Anyway, so let's talk about Joseph, Mr. Fitness and a lawyer. Again, more brains and brawn. Don't underestimate him. He's a Middle Eastern guy. He's Palestinian and Syrian. Seems like a good guy. Seems like a nice guy. I don't know. There's not much else to say about Joseph yet, really. But
he seems like a derivative of a Marvin. Like, we couldn't get Marvin, so we got like the runner up, who's kind of like Marvin but less so. Right?
Less Abby.
Not even less Abby. He just seems like he's like the same muscular structure. The brawn and brains type of combination. They specifically had that type earmarked for this season, and they couldn't get Marvin, so they got this dude.
Yeah, this guy was the silver medal, and we've seen that sometimes alternates can have great seasons, right? Like, what I thought was interesting about his package was, so they must film it that all the alternates get their key, right? Like you're going to the Big Brother house, but
maybe not really.
But maybe not really, Isn't that the most cruel thing we saw in all this? Because there's no way he filmed that today or even last night. So they would have had to film that days ago.
No, yeah, I thought the same thing, Dave.
How many alternates were filmed with getting their key?
I bet you there's like at least like 6 alternates. At least.
Wouldn't you want your key in your video, though? If you can't be on the show, give me my key in my video.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Let me keep the key. Yeah, because sometimes these alternates get put on to the next year, because I remember I think Josh Martinez said that Fessy was his alternate. right? And then Fessy just got on the next year. So I don't know. But anyway, Joseph comes in, seems like all right guy, and then we got Brittany finally in this 4. Brittany, she's a belly dancer. She's got her notebook with her equations, like we talked about. She loves to do her belly dance.
Hi, I'm Brittany, and I'm a competitive belly dancer.
And she loves to talk to the camera. That's also one of her big things.
Brittany is exactly what I thought she was. And like, I thought, well, maybe on the show she wouldn't really have the crazy eyes. No, it's there. It's there.
I was like, she's like, I'm not going to tell anyone I'm a hypnotherapist, as if anyone knows what that is or
would care.
Would care.
Yeah,
it's like I like homeopathic therapy as well.
I'm just gonna go be like the fun girl that people like. I'm just like, oh my god. I was watching, I was laughing. She made me laugh.
Who's gonna vibe with Brittany is what I keep asking myself.
Brittany.
Anybody.
Brittany's gonna vibe.
Is it gonna be Brittany and Turner? Is that gonna be a group?
Maybe.
Nicole gets into the porta potties, but the other 3 are in the piercing competition from this group. And then we get to our final 4, which was Terrence and Indy and Pooch and Amira.
Better.
Okay. Okay, so Terrence, Jaemeel, you were not liking his hat last night.
Yeah, the new hat.
What's up? What's up? It's your boy Terrence, one of the hottest karaoke DJs in Chicago. What's up?
It's not a karaoke DJ. You're a KJ. You're a karaoke jockey. Why? The D is redundant. Do you use discs? No. Karaoke jockeys don't use discs anymore.
Well,
right?
Maybe when he started out, he was using discs.
Please.
He could be old enough.
Yeah.
And he also he is not a bus driver. He is a casino bus driver, right? I've seen those buses. Those buses take old people to casinos. That's why it has like the proper carpeting, and that's why they bring him treats. It's old people going to casinos, and he gets tipped.
Okay, but aside from those critiques, that he's a karaoke DJ, more specifically a KJ,
karaoke jockey, KJ,
a KJ.
Thank you.
And a casino bus driver. We see here he's a father of 2, I think.
4. I thought it was 4.
He said 4.
Oh,
yeah.
4. Sorry.
They're all like adults.
Yeah, they're all grown up. They're all fully grown up. His wife said, "Don't you better come back with that money." Who he met at karaoke.
Kids.
Yeah.
One of the kids has a split on his finger, and I'm very curious as to what happened. That's all I can think about in the intro video.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't get into that one, but Terrence seems nice. I don't know. We'll see. He's got to throw people under the bus. We're gonna get lots of that in his diary room, I think, this year.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of bus puns and a lot of like karaoke things. He'll probably he might vibe with Daniel because like they're both musical type kind of people.
Yeah,
maybe. Okay, Indy.
Skyhooker. I mean, the whole time, honestly, that's all I was thinking about watching her intro. I was like, she's like wiping down the seats on the private jet. Like, I was like, is this a strip club in the air? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I thought.
Hi, I'm Indy. I'm from Brazil, and I think you guys heard that Brazilians are the most fun people, right? I'm here to prove it.
Where did I hear that from? I didn't hear that.
I never heard that the Brazilians are the most fun people in the world.
I half expected a disco ball to come down when she was on the private jet, and then like some mood lighting, and she's pouring champagne, and she's laying down towels. I was like, "What is going on?"
I'm genuinely perplexed by what casting was thinking about putting her in this season. I don't get it yet. I think that maybe there's going to be some magic from Indy that we're yet to see. But
she's interesting. You got to admit,
Yeah,
a lot of these people are boring. She's interesting.
Yes,
I'm not. I'm perplexed. I guess that's interesting, but it's and so far I'm not quite getting it.
I think she's fantastic for the show.
Yeah,
she's exactly what you want.
I hope she stays for a while. She isn't just a newcomer to Big Brother because she's a fan of Big Brother Brazil.
Right.
And
Which
I'm
might
like,
even be better than Australia. We don't know.
We don't know. You have to watch them all to really know which one.
We have to learn Portuguese to really know.
yeah,
for sure.
she's fun in Portuguese.
She's fun and funny in Portuguese, not in
Yeah.
English. But
Yeah.
trust her in Portuguese. She's like a Don Rickles.
It's much funnier in the original Portuguese.
Oh my God.
Okay. Pooch.
Joe Pooch.
Joe.
He also-
Sometimes Joe Pooch. Poochie.
Because he didn't want to just be Poochie.
Of all the intro packages we got in these 16, his was the weakest for me.
Really?
I
You didn't
thought
like
it
the
was.
chicken parm?
No, I didn't like the chicken
he's like,
parm.
hey, I have 2 degrees. I coach football and I make chicken parm. That was his intro for sure.
My name's Joe Pucciarelli. I go by Pooch. I was born and raised in Staten Island, New York, and I have a crazy Italian family.
What the hell is that? Like, he was funny because I mean his intro was so bad. I was like, this is so cliche. And he was another one of those people that said, "Yeah, people think I'm just the good-looking Italian guy, but no, I actually have 2 degrees and I'm a coach or whatever." I was like, "Oh, stop it!"
They all can't get over it. Like I know my looks are amazing, but believe this, I can do homework as well. you can believe it.
Dave, please, for the love of all that's holy, please clip that. I'm gonna ask you to play that clip over and over again this season. Like,
Of me saying that?
Yes, yes, that is
All
a
right.
drop-worthy line.
Gotta clip it.
All right, I will oblige. Amira is the last of the 16 that we meet here. She works for Google, guys, and she works
She
remotely.
travels.
She travels all around. She just works from wherever she's traveling.
Alone.
She's looking to level up with a showman's potentially.
Yeah, she's an interesting one. Like, yeah, she seems like one of those tech kids that's like, I'm just gonna travel the world because I have a bunch of money. And I don't really have any friends. That's what it seemed like to me. Like, like I was like, oh my god, like, girl, the best thing probably for you is to go into this house just to get some friends.
Yeah, well, she seems like she's a friendly enough person and she gets along, but she never maybe stays in a place very long. Where does she actually call home?
I think it was in California.
Westminster, Maryland is what she calls it.
Yeah, because she can work from home until Google decides to bring everyone back.
If they do.
Yeah. Depends what she does for them.
Content designer. So she probably doesn't need a lot of interactions, but
she's probably like, do you use Gmail? They're like, yeah. You see that button over there, that little logo button? Pure me. Yeah, that's me.
Make it blue. I made it cornflower blue. So yeah, she maybe I don't know exactly what kind of content she designs, but that's what she does. I like Amira. She's cool. And
really?
just
You like her?
I drafted her. So I like her.
Yeah, so you automatically like her.
I automatically like her.
Okay.
I'm rooting for Amira so far, so good. And so Amira and Indy get sent to the merch stand competition. Pooch is in the backstage. He gets the backstage boss. And Terrence is in the piercing competition.
And Pooch couldn't find the gold chair.
That was so great.
Yeah.
He's like, where do I go? What up the and then he walked right by that gold chair and didn't know where to go.
He was cringe throughout the whole show. He was like everything he did. Oh, just the 3 people that fell, got out first or whatever. It's like, well, that didn't really happen in the piercing competition at all.
Yeah.
Great. Oh my god, it was rough. It was rough to watch.
So also in terms of group dynamics, it was interesting to see how they greeted each other, this group. So initially Amira shakes whose hand? Shakes
Pooch?
Terrence's hand.
Wow.
Whereas Indy goes and hugs Pooch and then hugs Terrence, and then Amira feels like she's obligated to hug Pooch, right? So like Indy set the tone for like social interaction, and Amira, not knowing what to do, tend to follow suit, just fell in line with what was happening with the dynamics. It was just an interesting thing that I picked up there.
To analyze that. So Amira is a little bit more formal, maybe by nature, not and whereas Indy obviously wants to hug and be Brazilian and they're the most fun ever. And
I think Indy is going to be more of a, I want to run an alliance, and Amir is going to be like, what alliance can I get in?
Yeah.
I want to be a part of the team too.
Yeah.
Google.
Let's just talk about this backstage boss twist a little bit more. So Pooch, he gets safety for the week. He's what else? No comps, no vote. He can't be nominated or evicted, and then he ends up having to pick 3 people, which doesn't happen until the end. But he's safe. We know that Pooch will be in week 2, no matter what. Being saying, Jameel's correct. I saw that too, and it was awkward. Okay, let's talk about the HOH competitions, or the 3 of them. So everything had 2 names. So it was the porta potties became potty talk. This competition is called potty talk.
And it was how it works.
1, 2, and 3. I thought this was easily the best of the 3. First,
it did one tweak.
Go ahead, Drew.
Julie should have changed the questions halfway through to say what was the least mentioned number.
Yes.
Just to screw with everyone, because they were like, immediately once the question was over, they were hitting buttons, and to see someone also get messed up because of that would have been great.
Yeah.
One more thing I'd like to add. One more thing.
Sure,
when Paloma was the first person. When Paloma got hit the first time, they cut away to Johnny or whatever. Replacement for Marvin. Joseph. And he kind of cringed and held his suit to the side like he was worried it was going to get messed up too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a perfect competition. I want to see him get slimed.
That's why I was really happy that Jasmine got slimed, because she was wearing this pink business executive suit. I'm like, of all people, you were the best person to get slimed.
Yeah, I was loving this competition. I wanted them all to get their nice walk-in, move-in outfits slimed. I wanted you can't do that on television kind of style here. We got a little bit of it. It was interesting just to see the 5 of them just sitting on the can. What a visual! Welcome to the Big Brother house. We got you on a toilet. Just seeing how they were all reacting to that, and I felt like that was really cool. And then it was kind of the hanging on thing was okay, but the piercing one I didn't like as much as I mentioned.
Piercing one
already.
Sucked.
Yeah.
Kyle curling up in a ball when he knew that he lost. It was great.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Also, that was the other thing I didn't like about it was when to ring in. It seemed like you could just hit it whenever, And I wish that the rules of that had been a little bit more clear.
BB says CBS did not have the courage. They did not have the fortitude here to make the slime brown with chunks.
Do you know what? All I thought about when the porta potty thing was going on was Jackass.
Yes, exactly.
That's all I thought about. I was like, "This is Jackass." They even did both versions, the blue slime, a few times, and then they also did the Poo Cocktail Supreme.
Yes.
So they did the brown and the blue versions.
Yeah, they should just put them all in this competition. That would have been a better HOH competition.
No, Dave, I disagree. I think they shouldn't have done that. I think that they should have just got slimed whatever competition they were in.
Yes.
Piercing, it's like you lost, then all of a sudden it just comes out.
They all just have to get into the porta potties, even if they were in the piercing competition.
Pooch had to hold the hose and just hose them down with the blue slime. That would have been great.
Great.
So Monty ends up winning this. He buzzed in even before Julie finished asking the question, which is ultimately what gives him the edge here on Kyle. But it was the two guys in the end on this one. And then we get piercing panic. Attach the jewelry to your face as quickly as possible. This was Terrence, Turner, Brittany, Joseph, and Taylor. We kind of talked about this already. Turner ends up winning this. I don't even know who was in second. I think
we
didn't even know. Anyway, it doesn't matter because ultimately Turner doesn't win the final competition. But after that was Hanging Tough, where you just had to grab a T-shirt and hold on. This was Amira, Indy, Daniel, Alyssa, and Michael. With it, Jane thought it was this competition was skewed towards men, And ultimately, it does come down between Daniel and Michael. They are the final two, and Daniel ends up winning this.
See, I don't feel like that's true. I don't feel like it was geared toward men. I think women should have an advantage at that. They're a lot lighter. They have a lot less to hold up.
Not as women are upper body.
Yeah, upper body strength for women isn't really there. Their bottom, more of the strength is there in their legs and stuff. So
that's fair. But I don't know. I guess it was, but yeah. If that was a Survivor Challenge, they would have been there for like an hour. I was surprised that 4 of them fell that fast.
Yeah. What if it had gone longer and like they weren't prepared for it?
Start shaking it.
Yeah, they were gonna hit you with blue slime.
I actually kind of when I was watching the episode, I thought they were gonna do something to mess them up, other than just hold it. I was like, that can't be it.
It seemed like a waste of a background with the shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Coming off Big Brother Canada, like all these competitions, like with the exception of the porta potty one, we're all like, whatever. Like you had to make a puzzle really quickly or whatever. Anyway, backstage boss could change everything, Julie tells us before the commercial. And then the final competition is assemble a drum set. Go figure, Daniel, the musician, wins it. Between it was Daniel, Monty, and Turner. I think Turner was maybe in second place. It seemed like Monty was in third, from what I could tell when Daniel won this. So Daniel wins it a lot. He fixes his hair, as I mentioned, too much. And then to finish out the show, Pooch had to pick 3 people to be backstage with him. But Julie's like, wait, hold up. You don't know. This isn't a good thing because they will not be. You won't be able to nominate these 3. And they won't be able to be in competitions, but I guess one of them will be like the third nominee on the eviction is kind of what seems to be the twist here. So America can choose to save one of them. We find out later on. And so Joe gets a whole Pooch gets a whole commercial break here. And to figure out who he wants to put up or to nominate for this. And he goes, I think I'm just going to go with the people who went on the competitions first. So he gets Paloma from the porta potty competition. Then he goes, well, I guess Alyssa from
the merchant one.
No, yeah, from Hanging Tough.
From Hanging Tough. But the piercing one, there was no way to know who.
So he just picked Brittany.
He goes blue dress, and I was like, "What?" But Taylor also is wearing a blue thing, and so I was a bit confused on who he was talking about at first. But ultimately, it was Brittany. But before that, they showed. I played some of the clips already, but they basically showed a quick little thing like, "I like mayonnaise," and I'm
no. But Dave, the fact that they went through they showed them all the house guests doing their intro package. They go, "Hi, I'm whoever."
So-and-so. Yeah.
And he's, I don't know any of your names.
I still don't know any of your names. I only know my name's
what?
Yeah, I found that shocking that he couldn't just figure out the 3 names because I was kind of thinking like, okay, if you were Pooch in that situation where they're like, okay, you gotta put these 3 people up, you don't know any of these people, even their names maybe, and so you're just gonna get like a quick second, like.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicole. I love to cook, and I'm looking forward to teaching anybody who's willing to learn.
Right. So okay, and you get a whole bunch of those things like that. So who would you have if you're Pooch in that situation? Which 3 would you have chosen?
Okay, here's the thing. Like, so B Bean is saying Pooch wanted to avoid the BB21 thing where Mickey, picked Cliff, David, Jessica, and Kemi. All right, and it was like he singled out all the black people
and the oldest guy
and the oldest guy. So this would have been like him, like Pooch putting up, like if he had put up
Taylor,
Terrence, Monty and Terrence, like that would have been the same thing. But I think you're giving Pooch way too much credit. I don't think he was trying to avoid any of that stuff. I don't think he's a very bright player.
Dude, he's working on a second degree, Jeff.
I don't care.
He can do homework.
He can do homework.
He can do homework, and he coaches football. He's not a bright guy for the game. Like the dodo music is going to be on Pooch all season.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, he's gonna screw the pooch?
He's going to screw the pooch. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Turner and Pooch. Guys, I think that he put up 3 women ultimately here. So maybe he didn't put up 3 people of color, but this is not much better. Ultimately, and so I don't know. I think he should have thrown a guy into this mix, probably just for appearances.
Kyle, you throw Kyle out there, the white male Mormon kid. Nobody's gonna be mad at you.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and I have no rhythm, but I love to dance. Let's go.
Lord,
I would put that guy.
It's like I'm put you up just because of that.
Just
It's like, why'd you put me up? Did you not hear what you told us?
You have no rhythm, and you think you can dance?
Then you start to gyrate way too long.
No,
not on my watch.
Yeah, like I don't know. He could put up Kyle up. I think why not throw Terrence in there with maybe the other, like instead of Brittany or something.
I was watching Terrence during like when he was picking the people, whatever, and you could see in his body language, "Don't pick me, please, don't pick." Like he was so like he was like rocking back and forth, and he was just like, "No." Like and he was probably so relieved when he wasn't picked. Yeah. Oh yeah, the pooch ain't too bright. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I think that this is going, like, I think the women might unite against Pooch after this.
All Women's Alliance? Yeah.
All Women's Alliance. Only Pooch could make it happen.
I did notice that he picked all women, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. So wait, 3 men go right to the HOH final, and then 3 women are picked to not have any power.
You're setting a bad tone here.
Yeah.
In the house. So
I think if you put Taylor up, she would have like tossed a lot of harsh words to him. So
I wouldn't. I think it was smart, and I don't think he was intentionally smart, but I think putting up Taylor would have been a mistake.
Would have been a huge mistake.
Yeah. Why not put Indy up?
Oh, it's also a mistake too, because
fiery.
She would probably
Can you imagine putting up Abby Maria like from Survivor?
You're dead to me, RC. You're dead to me.
Yeah. The Brazilians, they burn hot. They burn hot.
They're the funnest people in the world, and we're here to prove it.
They also get angry really quick, I think, when they're scorned.
Right. And that's kind of the end of the episode, guys. And so, as far as I understand, live feeds will be coming out later tonight after the West Coast airing, right?
Yep. So Dave, you're watching live feeds this year?
I might follow them more, but I don't know if I'll be watching them.
Do the updates. You get the updates.
Do they still do Big Brother After Dark? Is that still a thing?
It used to be.
I think they still do, but there's not that much content. It's not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze, honestly.
I preferred that. That was kind of my version of live feeds because at least it was a little bit more edited together and a bit easier to put a narrative together with that stuff. But you got a better sense of what it was actually like to be in the house,
right?
Instead of just like the production value. But they all come in, and on the memory wall they see all their pictures, and they were just kind of gushing over that. And they're like, "I know I look beautiful in this photo, but can you believe I have 2 degrees?
Can you believe I could do homework?
Can you believe I'm a poet?
I'm in Mensa.
Yeah,
so great.
I own a rug store.
I have a hat."
Does Terrence's his suitcase is just hats?
It's just I actually thought that when I saw he had a different color hat on. I'm like, I was thinking before he went in the house, I'm like, I bet his suitcase is just filled with like 10 different hats.
Someone knocks the hat off and then he puts on another. It's like Baby Driver.
And they're nice hats. Like, he went to like a nice hat store to get all these hats.
Yeah. Was this hat? Were you okay with this hat that he was wearing tonight?
It was not as offensive as the.
You thought the one in his other photo was
the green one.
Oh my! Yeah, I hated that.
It was an ill-fitting hat. You thought
it was too small.
Yeah.
All it needed was a string underneath.
Yeah.
Like it was a little kid cowboy hat.
Yeah, he's a forest ranger.
So guys,
are you excited?
I'm excited for a new season. Yeah, like I think this cast is so far. I feel good about it. We'll see who will be the most hated this season right now. If you had to bet, who will be the big D of this season?
Oh, the most hated?
Yeah,
I think it's the Brazilian girl. I feel like she's going to be that player, but maybe I think we'll like her.
Yeah.
But in the house and stuff, I think she's going to be the most hated.
Okay, Jaemeel, you have a prediction?
I was gonna say Poochie, but I don't think Poochie's gonna be there long enough.
Yeah, he'd be the other one.
Yeah.
Well, not Turner. We were saying that Turner might have this whole Joe Dirt thing, and we might come to
him.
Turner's gonna be like McRae
and
where he's-
Taylor. It would be the other one.
It would be hilarious if Taylor and Turner hooked up like McRae and Amanda 2.0.
Yes.
And he's just under her heel the entire time.
How do you think Taylor may or may not be similar to Bailey? Because they were both like pageant queens. And...
Bailey didn't seem as put together as Taylor does.
Yeah.
I think Taylor can kind of read a room a lot better. Right? What was Bailey's job? What was Bailey doing?
She sold diamond crusted suits or something. She sells high end stuff to
Bailey
powerful
or Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. No, Bailey was. I don't know.
Taylor's a stylist, so it isn't. She mentioned that as something that she sold, but she like puts ensembles together. So she'll be dressing up the dudes. They're gonna do one night episode where they're gonna like do a fashion show, and Taylor's gonna dress everyone up. You know, that's what they already have planned. You know, they have like that's a live feed. You know, waste of time, right? Just like Daniel's gonna probably put on together a show, right? Like everyone gets those kind of nights. I don't know what Poochie is gonna do.
He's gonna do a football drill. Everybody, okay, you're the offense, you're the defense. All right, and we're gonna run a 6-4-6 Hail Mary pass here, Jeff, and you're gonna go right, and then there's gonna be a pass interference.
That's right.
Yeah,
I loved in his promo when he's holding the quarterback with like the I don't know, some sort of rope or like elastic thing around. He's like, all right, this is tension. I'm like, is this what football coaches do?
Yeah, they do actually do that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I think I'm excited. I think that this cast so far so good, and I predict we are going to hate Paloma by the end of this. That's my
Paloma.
Prediction.
Yeah, I could see it. Alyssa too. I think Alyssa might be kind of like. Oh,
I think Alyssa will just be like this. This girl has got nothing going on. She'll just be the most boring house guest,
and then she get voted out. We're gonna be like, remember Alyssa? It's like who?
Yeah.
Alyssa.
Oh yeah.
Well, we won't even be able to distinguish in time Alyssa from Big Brother 23 from Alyssa from Big Brother 24.
My family's gonna kill me.
The thing is with like the US version of Big Brother, there's always like, 3 or 4 people that are Insta models, and it's just like that's fine, but be interesting. Like just there has to be more interesting
poetry.
The beach.
The beach.
I go to the beach. I'm a Florida girl through and through.
I'm Alyssa, and I'm a Florida girl through and through, and I love going to the beach.
Great. Like what? Just not interesting. Like I just like you shouldn't just get on the show because you're good looking. Like, yes, we want to see good looking people. I get that. But you got to be interesting more than you're good looking.
But like casting's like, look, I found some people who are good looking and they have degrees and they
do homework.
Yeah, they do homework. And they go to the beach. Not everybody goes to the beach.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Yes, we did do a draft, B-Bean. Check out our podcast from yesterday. We did. Although Amanda, she drafted. What's his name there?
The stripper scientist. And he got exchanged.
What was his name?
Marvin.
Yeah. So Amanda drafted Marvin second overall. So she gets Joseph as a consolation.
That's a trade down.
But question is, who is our are you guys stand by your draftees as of tonight? Or are they still your winner picks?
Daniel's my winner pick.
Yes. Daniel's a good pick. I still have faith in Taylor. Alyssa did not do anything to.
I'm not high on my Nicole pick. I just I don't see.
I have Monty and Amira, and I think that they're both kind of like in the middle. And I
think
I said more Monty than Amira.
See, I see the opposite. I feel
really.
Yeah.
I think that they're both lay low type characters, so I'm optimistic. But like, if you wanted to talk about somebody who's more of an obvious pick, I think it could be Jeff's pick in Daniel, or it could be even Michael right now, or maybe Taylor
or Kyle, maybe.
Michaels knows the game, so if he could play well, I could see that. But Turner could watch out for him.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't believe in Turner. I think I would say Kyle more than Turner.
Yeah,
Kyle
I would agree with that.
Yeah, Kyle could be good.
Even though Kyle was our last overall.
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd picked Kyle over.
And so Jane has Kyle and Turner, so it's going to be interesting to see how
See, I don't like it when they lie in their packages, and he straight up lied.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I think that will wrap up our coverage of the premiere. We won't be back till Sunday. There's no Thursday episode this week. So July 10th, this Sunday, will be episode 2, where we will get our nominations from Daniel. We'll see who he puts up. And then into the official week 1 next week. Thanks for being with us tonight. Let us know what you think. Make sure to subscribe and share and comment. We love the engagement here on Super Mario Brothers Podcasting as we cover Big Brother 24 heading into this summer. Also, check out our other channels and content. Here on this channel, we covered Survivor 42 not too long ago. If you've watched Big Brother Canada, we talked about Big Brother Canada 10, almost all those episodes. Check out our coverage of that. Plus, we have a Star Trek themed channel that's separate from this. It's called Live Long in Podcast, where we talk about Star Trek, new and old, all the time. Monday nights, we talk about Star Trek Enterprise. Right now, it's Wednesdays. We're talking about Star Trek Deep Space Nine. On both podcasts, we go through episode by episode from these shows from 20 years ago. Hockey. And then Thursday, we talk about the newest episode of Star Trek, which tomorrow will be the finale of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's called I forgot the name of the title of the episode, but we're talking about that tomorrow night. The episode 10 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's called A Quality of Mercy. And we'll be talking about that tomorrow night on Live Long and Podcast, plus Star Trek Radio Theater, where we do like script reads and go through the episodes, recreate those episodes. Also, check out our other show. It's called Trivial Debates. That's a monthly show where we argue about movies, TV, sports, and more. Jaemeel Robinson recently competed, but check out on July 24th will be our next edition. We have Jody Simpson hosting, along with Jeff Mader, right from this channel. We got Max Duda and Chris Murphy all competing. Questions to be announced. But there's a movie round, there's a sports round. There's a host and 3 contestants, and they argue it out until one stands. So check that out over on Super Mario Bros. Podcasting, plus our friends' podcasts, including the Hellbound podcast with Michael Chan and Alex Blackburn. Let's talk about fighting games with my son Eamon Mader under his alias Sam Jerka, as well as Davin Skellhorn. He's got Locutors of Trek, his Star Trek theme channel, our cousin and yours, as well as X-Men the Animated Series X-Rated, which he does every Tuesday with his friends Andre, going through revisiting all those episodes. He's going to be doing an interview with Lenore Zahn very soon, the voice of Rogue from that show, as well as a former member of Canadian Parliament. So I'm excited to hear that. If you ever watch X-Men, it's definitely a great podcast to build into your routine. All right, and so thanks for being with us. Thanks to Jeff and Jaemeel for taking part. And on that note, I think we can probably go out here.
Do what you need to do, Dave.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Summer is here, but first, Big Brother.
All right. Have a good night.